We are going to start the podcast right now. And so this is a year in review and my goals and plans for 2022. And you can kind of follow along if you'd like. I don't know why everybody's doing their own plans and stuff on YouTube, but it seems to be a trend. So I figured, what the hell? But I am fully committed to making a lot of these things happen happen this year. Um, And right now I'm using Asana, the free version, to keep track of productivity while setting up some spreadsheets for content analysis because I'm a dork. I love spreadsheets. KDC says I don't have to worry about celebrity status. Me either. Excuse me. But my primary interest, though, is to publish more books and learning more about the process. Like, I had no delusion of grandeur about my first book. I'm essentially a nobody, and so like I think I've sold one copy in the past month. But the whole purpose of the book in the first place was to get me started on self-publishing and learning how to do everything. So everything I've learned since I published my first book, I'm going to be putting hardcore into Kingmaker when I get it done. So but that is my primary interest, is to publish at least 3 books this year. And the key to all of this that I'm about to go over is effort. Because a plan means nothing if you don't put in the effort to see them through, because it takes action and not just wishful thinking. Yeah, even Shadow thinks so. Keep in mind that all of this is actually driven by self-improvement. So even though I have, I wouldn't say they're lofty goals, but they're pretty out there. Like writing 1,000,000 words. They're not all outside of my grasp, as long as I put in the effort to do it. And like, sure, goals are nice to have, and they can keep you motivated and keep you going. But in reality, I simply want to do more in 2022 than I did in 2021. It's all about self-improvement for me. So even if I wrote one more word than I did last year, I consider that a win because it's an improvement. And any victory is still a victory. So even if it's just one more video, one more blog post, just anything. If anything above and beyond what you did before, I'd call it a win. So that's how I've achieved so much since I started writing in 2012. Well, when I first started with Text Broker back then, January 1st, 2012, my goal every day was to write at least one more word today than I did yesterday. And over time, I went through 1,000 words a day, 5,000 words a day, got to the point where my goal was 10,000 words a day. And I didn't hit it all the time. I hit it enough to where I was able to make a living on Text Broker. But that's how it started, is small little chunks of self-improvement. I did more today than I did yesterday. That's all that mattered. I did one more article today. There were days where I did 10 more articles. That's why I started having to focus more on words, because the articles you write on platforms like TextBroker and Writer Access is that you can have, well, I think my record in one day was like 35 articles, but most of them were less than 100 words. They were just product descriptions for eBay. So I stopped counting articles as themselves. I decided I needed to focus more on words, and so I did. And here I am. I quit my job at the school district in 2013. That was the last time I actually had to fill out a 9-9. I am a freelance writer. I have a retaining contract, and which means I get paid no matter what. And retainers are great. You can have days where you work an hour and you're like making bank, but then there's also days where you put in 12 to 14, 16 hours trying to fix something on the website. So you don't get overtime when you're a retainer. You get a flat fee, and that's it. But it balances out, and I love my contract. So, but yeah, that's how it all started. is taking the small steps, doing something today that was better than yesterday. And it's always been more about what I can do. So, like last year, I wanted to make 2021 epic. And I was looking through the videos and I saw the one that I made last year. And I did. I published my first book. I did almost twice as many words. I made a lot more money off the websites, sponsored posts. I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I did a lot last year. And so the bar's pretty high at the moment, especially after September. But I think 2022 can be even better. So this is what I'm going to go through. First, let's go over what I'm going to do with the blog. So according to Jetpack, I had, 51,508 page views, and I published 115 posts. Now that's an average of 9 posts per month, which isn't bad. A big chunk of those, though, came from the September 90 blog posts in 30 days challenge. So I need to spread them out a little bit more, and ideally, I would like to write 3, 6, 12 a month. That's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I was doing great up until a couple of weeks ago. So now I kind of failed already at the very beginning of the year, but it's kind of explanatory as to why. So I'm not too upset about it. It's a goal that I probably won't hit now, but I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Shit happens. It's life. And that's one thing you got to keep in mind, is that you can set all kinds of really amazing goals, and you can come out of the gate swinging for the fences. That's 2 metaphors in one. But you also got to realize that sometimes shit happens, and you can't dwell on not meeting your expectations, especially when something like this happens. And so I'm not going to. Am I disappointed that I didn't go longer than 1 week on my goal? Yeah, but I'm also not going to stress myself out over it. It happens, and you just got to move on. But the traffic to the site has a consistent growth. Like from 20, major. Like the difference between 2019 and 2020 is night and day. The numbers are just way beyond in 2020. And then 2021 went up another 10 to 15,000 views, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. I get more than that on a single day on Green Geeks. But for really not putting a lot of effort into my blog, it's not too bad. So what I'll want to do is I need the same productivity, if not better, while finding viable topics that people want to read most for the website. And I've done quite a bit of research, so I'm getting quite a list of stuff I'll be publishing in the near future. Now, the self-publishing stuff, I'm not sure if it's going to do very well off the bat, because it takes up to 6 months before any article you write will gain traction in Google. And I'm still just learning how to do the self-publishing stuff, so I'm not really too stressed out about that. But I am pretty confident about the different topics I got for the blog. So that's what you gotta do your research on the key phrases and put in the search intent of why people are looking for that phrase in the first place. Once you can figure those things out, then you start driving some traffic. Like my review for Buy Me a Coffee is still #1, and I wrote that, 3 years ago? Almost 3 years ago. And it still brings in 37% of all traffic to my website comes from one blog post. That's what happens when you stumble on something awesome. Trick is to do it multiple times. And sometimes I write about stuff that nobody wants to read. So I think the search volume's like 10 on half the crap I've got. Okay, real quick. Let's see. KDC says, I kind of missed the opportunity to write for another company, but I'm not sad because I don't like the work. Well, there you go. I just wanted them for extra money. And, sometimes that's what it is. Like with Tax Broker. I wasn't in love with doing the biometric scanner articles. I did so many of those, but they were so easy to do, and the client loved it. Um, so I wrote it because it was easy money. I wasn't interested in them. So I don't know. It wasn't too bad. And KDC says, hopefully I can find another business I enjoy writing for. Well, expand your horizons. Make sure you get your LinkedIn profile filled out, and they'll throw all kinds of possibilities your way. I keep getting emails for companies here in Denver that would probably pay me 3 times what I have now. But I'd have to drop everything else. I wouldn't be able to do YouTube anymore or the blogs. It would be a full-time, all-day job. So that's one reason why I haven't explored the possibilities. And sometimes I think to myself that maybe I should. But like Sam brings up, that wouldn't make me happy. What makes me happy is what I do now. I get paid enough to pay the mortgage and have extra money. But it also gives me time to do all the cool, fun stuff that I get to do. So there is that. Neo says, Casey, I think there are more out there. There's a niche for everything. Then I am sure you will find another company to write for. Oh, exactly. Like I'm saying, you start announcing on LinkedIn that you're a freelance writer, and you'll get all kinds of emails and messages. So, what is my goal for the blog in 2022? Well, first of all, I'm going to revamp its layout with a new theme, possibly using something like Elementor. This will give me the ability to customize every aspect of it. And there's a couple of other page builders that look really cool too. One of them is like super easy to use. I can't remember what it's called offhand, but I'll probably write an article about it. But I have to use that one. But I think it's time for a new look for WriterSanctuary's blog. And also, I wouldn't mind doing the same thing with my other sites that I have too, like Colorado Plays and Crossing Colorado. And then michaelbrockbank.com, I think I'm going to use the author theme for. So I've got a lot of changes coming up to make everything look a little bit better. Hopefully that it'll help some of the problems I've been having. I also need to rewrite a few older pieces with new info. Now, this is important. Revamping older articles, if you have a blog. If you go back and rewrite some of the evergreen stuff that you have, you can easily increase traffic to your website. In one case, my favorite, and I wish I could remember what article it was, but all we did was add 400 words and cleaned up the headers. And the traffic jumped up by 8,000% inside 6 months. And we're not talking the difference between 1 and 6 viewers a day. No. We're talking thousands of visitors a day. So that was 8,000% is a lot of people. So that's all we did. And so it is definitely worth going back and redoing some of your older articles, especially if you're trying to get a blog to generate some income. Another thing I'm heavily considering is sponsoring my own courses on the website. So I know there's been a few people ask me about setting up online courses and stuff. And I'm in the middle of doing an article for Green Geeks, and it gave me an idea for the setting up of classes. And I'm going to play around with that plugin and see if it's something that I might consider doing. Neo's not the only one who's asked me. I've been asked multiple times. So I'm thinking maybe I can set something up on the weekends. That way it's not taking a lot of time, and then push them out for X amount of dollars. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm very interested in the idea. So anything that'll help me get to that $125 a day that I need to get my my warehouse, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But maintaining a regular publishing schedule of high quality research topics is another one. That's one I was going to do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and focusing on stuff that people are actually looking for instead of just what I've been doing lately is off the top of my head. And so I want to be putting in the same amount of research effort as I do for Green Geeks. So that should vastly increase my traffic this year. And let's see. I've been asked a few times. Yeah, That's something I'm seriously debating right now. But if that's something you'd be interested in, the courses, let me know in the comments about and what you'd like to learn. Like, is it freelance writing, WordPress, entrepreneurship, building a blog, pretty much anything that I talk about. But if it's something that your guys are really interested in learning, just leave a comment. And I don't know, maybe I'll play around with it. So we see the comments here. KDC says, "Nice, Michael. You being a course creator sounds very cool." Yeah, it does. My dad kind of sparked the interest in it back in 2016 because he's an art teacher, and he wanted to do something like that on his website. Well, Dad doesn't have the most committed mind, so he still talks about it, and I could probably get him to do it this year. Start a YouTube channel and get his courses going. He does great artwork. So, and he was a teacher. He taught, was it middle school or high school? I think it was middle school. Middle school art. I can't remember. But he is pretty good at it. So I'm gonna try to get hit. But he started talking about it, and I'm like, I can do that on my website too. I have everything I need for it. So I don't know. I'm still heavily leaning that way. So that's what I want to be doing with the blog, is expanding what I can do with it. But what about the YouTube channel? Now there's a different animal altogether. In 2021, I had 45,991 views and published 185 videos. Of course, this also includes the live streams. So every week there's automatically 2, because I rarely ever miss a live stream unless something happened. And so automatically there's 2. So the vast majority of the videos last year were live streams, which is probably why I lost a lot of exposure in the suggested video, which is why I'm doing a change to the live streams. Instead of 3-hour videos, we'll just do an hour and a half. But yeah, it's a lesson well learned. And if that doesn't work, then I might have to move the live streams to a different channel. But considering how I do the 2 live streams, 185 videos is actually stupid low. Especially when you got people that do one a day. And unfortunately, I just don't think I have it in me to do one a day. Especially if I do one like the keyword research tools that took me 6 hours to make that nobody fucking watches. Oh, that was so long. It took me forever. That was almost an entire day. It's funny because my short that I made with Shadow got way more views. That took me less than 40 seconds to make that one. But it is what it is. It's YouTube. What do you expect? Ideally, I would like to publish about 20 videos per month, and that's 3 videos and 2 live streams per week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what my banner says. That's what I'd like to do. So, and that I can handle. I've already set aside, on average, it takes me about 2 hours to do a video. So, as long as I keep it down to 5-minute videos. Of course, it also depends on the topic, but for the most part, they're not too bad. So, I just don't have as much time as all these other YouTube experts. I'm sorry, I work for a living. I need to pay my mortgage. I'm not monetized, and I don't have 1 million subscribers. Yeah. Unfortunately, the overall traffic to the channel did sharply decrease throughout the entire year. It was doing great in January, and it just steadily dropped throughout the entire year. And I have no ideas as to why totally, because when I tried doing research on it, some people say that live streams kill a channel. Other people say it's worthwhile because it boosts your viewership. And so I'm like, well, I don't know. I can't find any definitive answers. So y'all suck. I'll figure it out. If it doesn't work, I change up what I'm doing. So that's all you can really do. But I'm hoping for a few of my new changes to the format will help the suggestibility of the videos. It's mostly what I'm looking for. I'm not my videos used to show up on suggested all the time, and now they're not. Now that I fixed the viewership from the blog, that will make an improvement, but probably not enough to get into the YouTube partnership program, which, it sounds cool, but then it runs off AdSense, and I know how much AdSense pays because I own a blogs. And yeah, I'm not expecting to get rich. If YouTube's AdSense is anything like a blog's AdSense, it's going to take a lot of traffic to make anything worthwhile. So, but it's a milestone. So that's what I'm aiming for. Ugh. Oh wow, I lost where I was. Hoping for okay. Oh, duh. Anyway, my notes here. Dante says, do a YouTube channel for Crash Course History. There's been a few channels that are already like that. In fact, I watch a couple. And Simon Miller does a bunch of history stuff. And he's got like 7 fucking YouTube channels. And I even wrote to him once, how the hell do you find time for this shit? Well, of course, he probably affords editors and crap, and I can't. I have to do all this stuff on my own, so. Everybody starts off baby steps. My goal for the channel. So, I'm going to see if I can get back into a regular uploading schedule, because YouTube likes consistency, and I think that's part of the reason why I've lost viewership. My click-through rate on my thumbnails, my titles, is like 5% and higher. In fact, I have some videos that hit 15%, and according to YouTube, anything between 2 and 5 is average. So I'm above average on the click-through rate. So I know people are actually clicking and watching. It's just not getting shown to anybody. So I'm gonna try to get more consistency in it. Let's see, do more live shows with guests on the podcast. That's another goal I have this year. I would love to get Scully on. I still have to send him a message. There's a bunch of authors I wouldn't mind having on that are on Twitter. Kind of working my way into those. Slide into their DMs. But not in a creepy way. Make more videos on... I'm going to be doing more focused stuff on self-publishing and blogging mostly. I just don't do a lot of freelancing anymore because I am pretty committed to Green Geeks, and I really don't have the time to take on anymore unless I drop some stuff. And I really enjoy what I do, so I don't want to drop anything. And even though I get frustrated and I go on a rant sometimes, I'll still be in the game and obsess over how to fix shit, because that's who I am. I'm also toying with the idea of doing more regular shorts. Shorts are YouTube's attempted answer to TikTok. I refuse to get a TikTok. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. I barely remember to do the shit that I've got. Like, there's people that follow me on Instagram. I don't think I've posted in since Christmas. I really need to start doing more. But adding another social media channel onto that, no. I will never remember to do it. Plus, TikTok is starting to feel more toxic than Twitter. So, yeah, I don't think so, Tim. But, I will do more shorts on YouTube because it's quick and easy if I remember to do them. That's the biggest part, is remembering, because I don't. I have a hard time remembering. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. Protein shake, I do. See, I had to think about it. But, yeah. It's not that I'm lazy, I just forget, because I'm so busy. But I would like to do more shorts. I did get a couple of subscribers off of some of the shorts I've made, so it's easy. I don't have to spend 6 hours in Premiere Pro. I can just record a 45-second video and upload it and be done. And so those I can do if I just remember to do them. Not that I live an interesting life. I never leave the house, and I'm a writer. And it's like, what am I going to talk about? So, the, most of my day is pretty boring. But I would love to hit the requirements to monetize the channel. Like I said before, it's mostly just a milestone. I probably get paid more on the blog's AdSense than I will ever get on YouTube, but you never know. But I think there's some cool tools that you get when you get into the partner program. So those would be kind of fun if I can get to that point. But it's hard to do that unless you create videos that people actually want to watch. But like I said, people are clicking on them if they see them. So, I don't know. It's YouTube is far more difficult to master than blogging. Blogging is so much easier in comparison. It's easier to monetize. There's all kinds of tools out there that give you exact what you need for creating content. YouTube is just, it's fickle. Your shit can get buried easily because YouTube does prefer people who make them money, who's people who have 500,000 subscribers or higher. And in that regard, they're almost as bad as Twitch. But with the blog, pretty much any blog can compete with some of the top websites out there by creating better shit that people want to read. And I have sunk many a big business for search terms. And it's much easier to master a blog than it is for YouTube. But it's still going to be kind of fun to try. I love data. I love collecting numbers. KDC says, most big YouTube channels I know are usually big for entertainment reasons. Even the finance gurus I follow have clickbait titles, controversial videos, drama, etc. Yeah, I try, but I'm not that entertaining. I don't know what it is. When I do a video, it's like, it'd be perfect for IKEA's website. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a completely different mindset when I get in front of a camera, when I do a video, as opposed to being live, especially like on Mondays. Mondays I let out, but I don't know. I need to pull the stick out of my ass. A real estate guru I followed used to get sued by Grant Cardone, a big real estate guy, and then made videos off of being sued. Yeah, poke the bear for the clicks. A lot of people do that. Well, it's like the prank stuff was big like 5 years ago. So, and now everybody's trying to curtail that because it shows people getting harmed. Well, that's life. Keep in mind, this was supposed to be an educational real estate and investment channel. Well, mine's supposed to be a writing channel. We go off on 30-minute conversations about underwear. Love me, Fireball. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is my goals for my books. I published my first book back last year. Our Freelancer's Tale is available on Amazon right now. The link is in the description down below. And I love my book. I enjoyed writing it, and the editing part was kind of a pain in the ass, but the whole process of doing the book was awesome. I learned so much, and I'm so excited to give it another shot. So even though it's not a big seller, it did exactly what I wanted it to do in terms of helping me learn more about self-publishing. And this year I plan on publishing 3 more. I'm halfway done with Kingmaker. I wanted it to be published by February, but with the way things happened in December and beginning of the year, that's not going to happen. But I am still planning on getting it done relatively soon. I'm excited. I'm still excited to write it. There's some awesome parts in it that I just completely love and realize just how good of a writer I am. Toot my own horn, which is a different because like for the longest time throughout most of my life, I thought everything I wrote sucked ass, and that no one would like this crap, so I'd throw it away and delete it. But after reading some of the reviews about A Freelancer's Tale, and then reading some of the stuff that has been published that's out there, I realized that, my God, I am good. So it's not conceit, it's confidence. At least that's what I want to say. But this year I plan on publishing 3 more. And with the plan I have now, I should be able to get back into writing more heavily relatively soon. I do have some things I have to take care of this weekend, but I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things starting Monday. And if all goes well, I don't know, I might be done by the middle or end of February. So we're probably looking at a March launch date for Kingmaker. It also depends on how long it takes to edit, because unlike A Freelancer's Tale, Kingmaker is going to be fucking like 4 times longer. So I don't know. I might have to slim it down a bit, but I plan on getting it done soon. I've just had a lot of issues as of late, and that kind of, like I was talking about before, where sometimes drawbacks happen, and you can't really internalize that. Shit happens. It's life. So instead, focus more on just getting past what you need to do and start up again. Don't beat yourself up over not achieving specific goals by a certain time because of external things that happen. And well, in the past 2 months, I've lost 2 people. And a lot of that has really, really put a damper on the shit I was doing. So I laugh or else I'll cry. But you can't really focus too much on not accomplishing shit. So, but I do have a good plan in place, and I plan on picking it back up. So the ideas are flowing, and I really can't wait to get back into my books. I even was thinking about one of the fight scenes in my head today, and one of the ones I just wrote. I can't go too much into it because I don't want to give it away, because I like surprising people. The book is going to be a trip, I'm telling you. It's not what you think. But the one of the fights in it was just, it still gets me excited. Like, ooh, that'd make an awesome movie. Well, that's how I view my books. When I'm writing, I try to envision what it would look like if it was like on Netflix or Hulu or something. And so I try to tell the story, or I try to show the story, not tell it. And for me, doing that is I take my time, I break down every scene, and I probably could write a decent screenplay if I actually put effort into it. But I want to finish my books. That's priority. So I also plan on exploring different platforms for publishing, marketing, and designing in the near future that goes with my books. So that'll help the blog and the YouTube channel, because I'll be doing research on, I'm going to be doing reviews on Atticus soon, Scrivener, Ingram Spark. There's like 5 or 6 other ones that like I'm really looking forward to. Like, I got to get to the bank and change my address so I can get on Barnes and Noble, because I want to go through the process of figuring out how to get my book in Barnes and Noble, and I do have the email address of who I need to contact for that. And so I'd like to go through the process of figuring out what do I need to do. Is there like a limit on the book? I mean, are we looking for some kind of something that you need to do to like a certain number of Nook sales maybe? But I would love to find out, and so I'm going to contact that person as soon as I get the bank fixed. So I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, I'm going to be going through all kinds of stuff this year. This year is the year of the book. I dubbed that at the very beginning. I'm going to be doing as much as I can, writing, publishing. So we're going to be doing some awesome shit this year. Sam is here, says hi, jumping in to say hi real quick because my 4-hour flight. There you go, good times. She's coming in from Florida. So those are my goals. Essentially fixing up all the blogs, doing more with the YouTube channel, and publishing my books. The big part of doing all that is making sure I stick to my schedule that I have in Asana. Asana is, I'm telling you, has been a blessing. I can keep track of every single article I write, the videos. I can move stuff around if I need to. I mean, it's been an amazing tool, and it's free. So it's helped out a lot. Especially since I have a bad memory, I can remember to do shit. If it's in Asana, I can see, okay, well, at 11:30 I have to do a review on Buy Me a Coffee, because I'm doing a new video for that. And so yeah, it's yeah, I've got all kinds of good plans. But like I said before, it takes effort to make those things happen. So one of my things is one of my would be nice goals. Oops, is bring in enough to set up the warehouse that I was talking about earlier. And I need $125 a day to pay for the warehouse that I want. Because I think it was 2,000 square feet, but that'll give me enough room to set up the stuff I want to do with Crossing Colorado. I would love to do a kitchen so we can do videos on keto recipes and stuff like that. Because I swear to God, I'm going to be doing a Gordon Ramsay impression like you wouldn't believe. Then I want to set up a gaming area so we can start playing games and doing stuff for Colorado Plays. And then I want to set up the bar for the podcast that we can sit at. And I want to do a library for the normal videos. So I've got all these big plans, and I can see them in my head. I just need the space to do them. And so that's one of my would-be nice goals. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I know where I need to go with it. I know what I need to do. I just got to get there. And that's going to take a lot more effort, because that is going to be, I essentially have to double my income without taking on another client. If I took on another client, it would be pointless, because then all the other stuff would just fall apart. And that would be it. So if I took another client, I might as well just get rid of all this other shit. And so I got to get the blogs, YouTube channels, and everything else that I do, making enough to where I can support all that, because I think it'd be amazing. I'm excited. That's what I'm working for. It's not a goal. It's a would be nice. So, but I've got a long way to do, a long way to go, but it'll be worth the effort. So let me ask you this. What goals do you have for 2022, and what have you done to get them in motion? I've got quite a bit to do. Got my work cut out for me, but it's going to happen. You know why? Because I believe it will. Never give up. Never surrender.